Imagine a world where a single decision could tip the scales of an already brutal war, potentially drawing superpowers into an even deeper abyss. This is the high-stakes drama unfolding with President Trump's musings on arming Ukraine with Tomahawk missiles. In a surprising twist amid ongoing tensions, U.S. President Donald Trump has openly pondered supplying Ukraine with these advanced, long-range cruise missiles, framing it as a potential new step of aggression to bolster Kiev's fight against Russia. But here's where it gets controversial. Could this bold move escalate the conflict into something far more dangerous, or is it the strategic edge Ukraine desperately needs? Let's dive into the details and unpack what this all means for everyone involved. During a press exchange aboard Air Force One, when questioned about dispatching Tomahawks to Ukraine, Trump responded with characteristic ambiguity. "We'll see, I may." This comes hot on the heels of a second phone conversation over the weekend between Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. In that call, Zelensky advocated fervently for enhanced military tools, specifically to enable counteroffensives against Russian forces. For beginners, Tomahawk missiles are precision-guided cruise missiles launched from ships, submarines, or aircraft. They fly at low altitudes to evade detection and strike targets with remarkable accuracy, making them a potent weapon in modern warfare. Russia, however, has issued stern warnings to Washington, asserting that arming Ukraine with such long-range weaponry would provoke a significant intensification of the hostilities and severely test U.S.-Russian diplomatic ties. And this is the part most people miss. These Tomahawks boast an impressive range of up to 2,500 kilometers, about 1,500 miles, which would theoretically allow Ukraine to target Moscow itself, a capability that could fundamentally shift the battlefield dynamics. As Trump headed to Israel for diplomatic engagements, he shared with reporters that he might broach the topic with Russian officials. "I might tell them, Russia, that if the war is not settled, that we may very well, we may not, but we may do it," he elaborated. Do they, Russia, want Tomahawks going in their direction? I don't think so, the president quipped, highlighting the potential for retaliation. Ukraine has repeatedly lobbied for these extended-range missiles, envisioning their use to assault Russian urban centers well beyond the current front lines of this protracted and grueling conflict. Zelensky and Trump's discussions touched on broader defenses, including shoring up air protection systems and acquiring more long-range weaponry. To put this in perspective, Ukrainian cities like Kyiv have endured relentless Russian attacks via drones and missiles, with Moscow specifically zeroing in on energy networks, resulting in widespread blackouts and hardship for civilians, a tactic that underscores the asymmetric nature of this war. Just last month, Trump's envoy to Ukraine, Keith Kellogg, hinted at presidential approval for deep incursions into Russian soil, proclaiming on Fox News that there are no such things as sanctuaries in the Russia-Ukraine war. Yet, Russia, which initiated its comprehensive invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, remains skeptical. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov dismissed the potential impact last month, stating, "Whether it's Tomahawks or other missiles, they won't be able to change the dynamic." This raises a provocative question. Are these weapons a game-changer for Ukraine, or merely a symbolic gesture that could invite catastrophic escalation? In wrapping this up, the notion of equipping Ukraine with Tomahawks sparks fierce debate. On one hand, it could empower a besieged nation to defend itself more effectively. On the other, it risks pulling the U.S. into a direct confrontation with Russia, blurring lines in an already volatile global landscape. What do you think? Does this represent a necessary step toward peace, or a reckless gamble that could ignite World War III? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you side with Trump's ambiguity, or do you believe this crosses a dangerous threshold? Let's keep the conversation going.